we were little, most of us probably heard our parents tell us at one point or another to either drink our milk or to go outside and get some sunshine. Well, they were right to say that, because today, 1 billion people in the world and 3/4 of adults and teenagers in the United States are classified with vitamin D deficiency. According to authors Michael Hollick and Toy Chen from the American Society of Clinical Nutrition, vitamin D deficiency is now recognized as a pandemic worldwide. Vitamin D, also known as the sunshine vitamin, is actually a hormone that is synthesized in the body instead of being obtained from nutritious sources and supplements. Vitamin D is produced from exposure to sunlight. It is produced from a chemical reaction that occurs in the skin in order to produce active vitamin D, which is then help made by the liver and the kidneys, which is used for body functions. Vitamin D helps maintain normal levels of calcium and phosphate within our bodies. Vitamin D makes enzymes and proteins that keeps us healthy by preventing diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. It also helps us produce muscles and keeps our bones healthy. What people don't know is about the risks that come from not getting the essential amount of vitamin D. This plays a critical part in early life development. Vitamin D deficiency can occur in children. A bone development disease which can occur in children is rickets, which it develops when they don't get enough amount of vitamin D and their bones don't go straight. They become really curvy and they become weak and very easily break. This can be prevented with just a couple of minutes outside and sun exposure every day. A huge vitamin D deficiency outbreak has occurred because many people fail to receive the sufficient amount of vitamin D. Dietary means are just simply not enough. Sunscreens and protective clothing prevent us from getting the essential amount of vitamin D. For people who are dark-skinned, the pigment melanin reduces the amount of vitamin D that we can produce in our skin. This is also a problem for older people because if they're confined to the inside and they're physically or medically unable to go outside and get these vitamins, they become deficient as well. It is also said that adults who are over the age of 65, there is at least a 70% chance that they will become deficient. And the best options for obtaining vitamin D through foods is fatty fish or fish liver oils. Moderate daily exposure to sunlight is a necessity. It is also the most effective and the least costing way to ensure that you get the right amount of vitamin D. Dietary is inefficient because only 15 to 20% of the vitamin D that you intake will be absorbed by your body. Sun exposure is the best, but obtaining from foods and supplements is okay as well. The richest sources of foods are fish, fortified milk, and eggs. It is impossible to achieve equivalent vitamin D count by dietary and supplement means alone. It will never be able to catch up with sunlight. If you were to do this through eating foods, you would have to eat about 9.6 gallons of vitamin D fortified milk or 65 dozen eggs a day, which equals 15 minutes of exposure to sunlight. Physicians also treat their patients with vitamin D deficiency by giving them prescriptions of 50,000 units. It's a pill that they take a week. People living in higher altitudes, which, for example, that is like 37 to 40 degrees north of the equator, are likely to get vitamin D deficiency. In general, the ability to make vitamin D in the skin from the sun in the northern latitudes in the United States disappears in the autumn and does not return until the next spring. So far I have explained to you I've explained how everyone can get vitamin D deficiency without getting the certain amount of sun exposure, how sunlight is nearly 90% of the vitamin D that everyone gets, and how 15 to 20 minutes a day can keep you healthy. Even though vitamin D supplements and dietary methods are good, they don't even come close as a replacement for sunlight exposure. I hope you all learned something today from this speech, and I hope that you know why sunlight exposure is a necessity for everyone. Thank you.